This is True Buzz, that Mary J. Now we ain't new to this. For my stoners and for my cannabis enthusiasts, never heard a show as good as this. Number one, it's the best. Bringing in many special guests in the industry of cannabis. Business owners to growers, even artists you know of. So sit back and just roll up. Perfect show for my smokers. True Buzz, hey.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome back to the True Bud Show podcast. If it's your first time tapping in, thanks for chilling, guys. We talk about all types of cool shit on here, have guests in the industry on, and just get deep here on this podcast. We also have the True Buds TV channel, and we also have the Mason Pot Infuser that we just launched, and also a YouTube channel for Mason Pot. So if you want some more resources, want to dive deeper into the cannabis world, how to roll, how to make your own infusions, and just, cool videos about just cannabinoids and shit like that, guys. We really dive deep in a lot of these. So I figured, because we're about to revamp this whole podcast, we were doing every week for a while. To be real with you, I kind of fell off. Hands are full, man. Was working a full-time gig, doing True Buds content, kind of tapered down a little bit too. Was so focused on building and launching the Mason Pot Infuser is really what took a lot of my time. So I kind of pulled back a little on some of the content, but I really miss it, man. I miss doing these podcasts. I miss having cool guests on because that's so fun. Like, that's why I started this podcast in the first place. I love learning. I love getting deep. I love hearing different point of views, especially it's like something I'm passionate about, like the cannabis world. And it's so insightful and fun to talk to people and learn from them. So I figured, shit, what would be a cool way to kind of rip this off if you guys, whether you've tuned in before or haven't. I thought it'd be kind of cool to go through maybe like the top 10 clips that are the most popular from podcasts we've done. We're not necessarily going to watch them. We'll see, but we can just talk about them here too. So the most popular, about 3 years ago, Traveling with Weed, Flying with Weed with Mike Mazzalotti. He kind of breaks it down here a little bit. Cool podcast. Let's click it and just watch a quick second of it.
I mean, like, it ain't, I don't want to be the guy, like the weed connected at all. And then, like, I got into the bar and I forgot. So this is where I fucked up, I will say. And I didn't get in trouble, thank God. But so when you travel, I brought a glass bowl with me. I cleaned it completely when I came with it, and I was going to throw it away. You know what I mean?
Mike's a hilarious dude.
I'll bring it out there, brand new piece. So then I have something to smoke with. Joints all day. I don't care if you have to roll your own.
Mike's a good dude. I've had him on the podcast like 3 times. Go follow him, Mike Mazzalotti. Also, he has a cool special on Dry Bar Comedy, which is fire. Second most popular is the How to Make Edibles with No Smell. I actually have made some recent videos on this because it has become a popular topic. If you're using the Mason pot, it really has little to no smell, or you could use a Mason jar. There's other tactics and other ways to go about it. So feel free to check that out. But if you're into infusing, making your own edibles, that's a good way to go about it. Just simply put it in the jar, put it in the oven, 240 degrees for 40 minutes. When you remove it, let it cool down, pop it open outside, let that, the vapors or smell kind of seep out outside, add your oil there and put it back in, and you'll have minimal to no smell there. One of my favorite guests I've ever had on the podcast, dude, was such a fun and insightful podcast, and they do shit right. I speak so highly of them whenever I'm in dispensaries and shit and I see their flower. Source Cannabis, bro. They are fucking legit. If you're in Cali, definitely check out Source Cannabis. Their flower is on point. Anybody you talk to will agree, or anybody I've talked to. So basically in this clip, they're breaking down, like, does THC percentage really matter? And I think that's a great topic. And maybe we could read through some comments.
It's very difficult to grow. It's called Skittles.
Maybe that's a good idea. Instead of watching the clip, let's read through some. First comment, top 4 things I look for: lineage, terpene profile, who the cultivator is, THC. Thank you from France for the reflection on our way. I hope I can get more information on this. Definitely need to show this video to people. I try to explaining, but they don't listen. Shopping off THC is setting yourself up for disappointment. The high THC stuff was the only thing that gets me high. Thanks to AZ. So yeah, good vibes. People educating, man. Having them on was so cool. I learned a lot from them too. This one has sparked some interesting comments in debate. The weed vape debate, distillate versus live resin. Me and my buddy Chris, who we've done some growing videos and stuff together, talk about the difference basically. This was 4 years ago. This was before I didn't know as much, but let's kind of peep some comments on here.
They show no
And I'm trying to get better responding to comments, guys. So if you go on TrueBuds TV and you've commented, bear with me. I got a backlog. I'm trying to get to them. And the new ones coming in, I try to respond to, but I'm still trying to get to the backlog. Dude was too high to realize live resin, a completely different extraction process. Good job. So yeah, it's funny because it's like people. Yeah, there's these dude in the. Did my guy just say people use fresh frozen to make distillate? LOL. Not ready to pay 15 for a cart. Yeah, there's some funny comments in there. Oh wow, I didn't know this one popped up so good. This was with Pofsky and Charlie Stardom talking about what is best best blunt wrap, backwoods, Dutch Masters and
Yeah,
whatnot.
can of soda.
Mine's Dutch Masters, dude. Master Styles is funny. I've done a couple rolling videos with Dutchies. I've done like the cigarillos and the big Master Styles. And a comment cracked me up the other day. It was something like, "Are you a giant or is that a mini? Or is like, are you a small person or is that a giant Dutch?" But I guess they've never seen the big Master Styles. I don't know. Just funny that they asked me if I was a small person. Using water to remove chlorophyll with Amy Robbins. She does some cool infusing. Again, these are full podcasts. I'm just kind of going through the top clips. So feel free to scroll through and check any of these out. But basically, I've recently done actually, it was one of the most recent videos I've done on TrueBuds TV was testing this out. But essentially, you just put your buds in water, let them soak for like 24 hours, and that will pull out the chlorophyll. Then you just take your buds and let them dry. I put them in the sun. They dried way quicker than I thought on some paper towels. But that was my first time trying it. And why it does pull out the chlorophyll, you can lose some terpenes from what I was looking at. And you don't worry though, you're not going to lose the cannabinoids like the THC and CBD because they are already they're bound in there and they're fat soluble. So you don't have to worry about that with the water. The cannabinoids will be there, but you might be losing some terpenes. Both good videos to check out. Billy Anderson, another funny comedian dude, talking about how cruise ships are anti-weed. This shit's pretty crazy. You guys should watch that clip. Hollow Tips, water clear distillate, cool clip. I've seen them out a couple times. They hooked me up with like another swag bag the other day. I saw them at like Hall of Flowers or something. So, give me your address. He hooked me up with like a dope hoodie or sweater and shit. So that was really cool. My top 5 California edibles. Those have probably changed. This was 4 years ago. What did I have? Pro Tabs are still up there. Emerald Sky, Absolute Extracts, Chiba Chew, and Kiva. The ones I would keep up there are Pro Tab. I would probably add the Kyoko tabs now. I would do Friendly Farms FSO. I might keep the Absolute Extract tablets. And then if I had to choose just a consistent gummy brand, I would either do Space Gems rosin gummies or maybe even Lost Farms live resin, one of those two. So it has changed over time. And the beverage I had there, I think, is the Thirst Cannabis Quencher. Solid drink, but I don't know if that would still be my top. My favorite drink I've probably ever had besides Pure Wana I used to sell was the Heavy Hitters Grand Tincture. Fat fucking bottle, tasted good, Acapulco Gold, nice upbeat sativa vibe. And then we have the Flow Gardens clip talking about how they were the 2022 winner of the Emerald Cup. They sent me some flour. It's fire. They're one of the few companies I think that are doing it super right in the hemp space and growing quality shit. Jones Soda launched. Curious to see how they're doing. Again, I know I'm going through these clips kind of quick, but I think it's a good way to just give you some insight on some of the shit we talk about here on this show. I had Unrivaled Brands on, Korova Flower Edibles and Tincture, talking about, their product line, what they got going on. Girly Ganja was a great podcast talking about cannabis grow, started growing cannabis, how she got started. Excuse me. Also, if I sound a bit sniffly, apologies, dude. My allergies have just been fucking acting crazy. There's been nuts for real. Talking about Pure Wana, World's First. Let's see what else we got here. So those were some of the top clips, guys. And how Inspector Ganja got started. If you guys want to see cool flower strain reviews, he does them super cool. He has an awesome rating system. Highly recommend giving Inspector Ganja a follow. Pilgrim Soul Live Resin. I could keep going, dude. We have so many clips.
This is True Buzz, that Mary J. Now we ain't new to this. For my stoners and for my cannabis enthusiasts, never heard a show as good as this. Number one, it's the best. Bringing in many special guests in the industry of cannabis. Business owners to growers, even artists you know of. So sit back and just roll up. Perfect show for my smokers. True Buzz, ayy.